I think the blessing of being in an international school, certainly my experience leading an international school, is we have a, maybe a greater flexibility to um, power up quickly. We can make the changes. It's difficult, I'm sure. I've never led a public school, but I'm sure it's difficult to institute institutional changes in a public setting. But there's no excuse for an international school not to be at the forefront in the model and establish that, and just say we can't sacrifice this generation for not doing it. If we now know we can do it, then we best be about it.
100%. And when we focus on that, the academics rise, right?
Yeah.
We're not saying let's be happy, fluffy schools. A lot of times when I say, the happiness schools, it's like, oh, okay, but we're about the academics. We want rigor. You need both, because children are happiest when they're challenged, when they're learning, when they're growing, when they see that they have efficacy.
Yeah.
It's not an either or. We have to look at this holistically. We're too smart now in this day and age of knowing what makes effective education to ignore that piece. There is
Well,
no
even when
higher IQ without EQ.
Yeah, well, even when you described how you introduced it to your class, I thought, well, that's the highest level of learning. You've got third graders operating at something we aspire to for our seniors, and they're doing it, like creating a rubric. Man, I never had any of my juniors and seniors ask me to create the rubric. I mean, they were using them, but that they were at the level where they were essentially creating the curriculum. That's a very high level of learning. I mean, that's as rigorous as it gets. So,
And the fact
what
that
more do
one
you
of the
want?
children said, like, we're learning data collection and analysis right now. Where's our analysis? I was like, okay, thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not what third graders say. That's what we hope our college students would say, right? Yeah, that's just fantastic. So how does, because now you're leading a school the full age range. So what does that look like? I mean, and there's no way to do it briefly, but if you can give me a snapshot of what maybe that looks like a little bit for a whole school.
Sure. There's an inventory that you can do very easily. Work with the Happiness Alliance on an inventory that they've built. And I have the inventories for children that are really powerful.